Many of our patients suffer from low back pain. The scary thing is that we often find that the stretches they've been doing regularly are actually making their pain worse. In this video, I'll share a few safe stretches for loosening up your low back and improving your pain. Most of us sit too much during the day. Modern life is sedentary and often results in chronic pain. Sometimes our sedentary lifestyle can even lead to low back tightness. Try sprinkling in the following exercises and stretches throughout your day to keep your back loose. Remember to perform each stretch gently for as long as you feel comfortable. Be sure to breathe while you are stretching as well. Let's get right into it. The first nice warm-up stretch for your back is called trunk rotations. You can do it starting by sitting in a chair. What you're basically going to do is position your body upright. Don't be slouching in your chair. You want to feel that weight going through your sit bones on the bottom of your hips. Now, you want to rotate to the side, and you can even hold on to the chair and try and get to where if you're going to the left, your left arm is behind the chair, and you're kind of using that chair to give a gentle stretch. Hold it for a couple seconds, slowly come back the other way. You want to feel your spine rotating as if it's on a swivel. Back and forth. Getting a nice stretch. What I'm also doing is I'm keeping my core just a little bit tight. If you do that, then you can actually focus on working the stretch a little higher on your upper lumbar or even into your thoracic spine. We're going to go back and forth for a couple minutes. You can count if you want, doing 10 to each side, maybe a 5-second hold or a stretch, going back and forth to both sides. We can progress this by bringing it down to the floor or even on your bed. You're going to take your leg, cross it over the other one, put your hand down for support, and you're going to rotate and use kind of the back of your elbow to give a little bit of force and do a twist. Make sure to follow it with your neck so you can get a nice stretch all the way up. And switch. Cross the other leg, reverse the hands, go back to the other side. The next stretch is the child's pose. It's a yoga move where you're going to start off on all fours. Find something soft if you have a little bit of sensitivity with kneeling. And you're going to get your hands right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. And then you're going to sit back like you're trying to rest onto your heels. You might feel a little stretch to the back of your hips, front of your thighs, and then kind of just let your chin tuck. Hold it for about 15 seconds and then come back out of it. To progress this into a little bit more of a stretch, especially in your lats or your arms, you want to bring your hands forward a couple steps and sit back and stretch that way. 15 seconds. And last one, just go a little bit further. Sit back onto your heels. Feel that stretch through your arms. Find that sweet spot, the spot that you're getting a good stretch, but you're not feeling any pain. Next up is the half kneeling hip flexor stretch. So you're going to use something soft, or you can even do it on your bed. I'm using a little balance pad. This one, as you can tell, has a lot of miles on it, but that doesn't matter. We're going to put one knee down into the floor, the other leg out in front of you. Just by getting into this position, you may feel a stretch in the front of your thigh or the front of your hip already. If you don't, what I want you to do is do a posterior pelvic tilt. You're going to do that by tightening the belly and squeezing the glute of the leg that is down. Almost like you're trying to rock your pelvis. Think about trying to look into your belly button without bending your head forward. So I'm going to tilt. And as soon as I do that, that stretch gets a lot stronger. Keep in mind that the tighter your hip flexors are, the less motion you're going to be able to get out of a pelvic tilt. The key thing is that you're feeling this where you're supposed to. You should be feeling a stretch in the front of the leg that is kneeling to the ground. You want to hold this for 30 seconds. When you're done, switch legs. Set yourself up nice and straight, pelvic tilt, feel that stretch. That's how you know you're doing it right. Hold it for 30 seconds, and repeat 3 times on both sides. If you're finding this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to the Active Adult channel by clicking the buttons below. This really helps support our channel and allows us to keep providing free content for you each week. We're going to stick with the theme of stretching out our hips to loosen up our back. A lot of times, the reason why your low back muscles get tight because they're actually trying to stabilize a back that's too loosey-goosey. So by getting a little bit of more mobility in your hips, you're able to protect that spine. So this is called the figure 4 stretch. You're going to cross over, feel that stretch in the back side of your hip. If you're doing that, you can play around with the angle. You can push down. If it's too strong, you can lift up a little bit. You want to find that sweet spot where you're feeling a good medium to strong stretch, but not pain. Hold it for 30 seconds and then switch sides. Leg up there. My left side's a little bit more tight, I can tell. I'm going to hold that 30 seconds. I'm still feeling that good stretch in the side of my hips or glutes. And I'm going to do that 3 times on each side. If that other stretch was a little too hard, you can do it laying down, which allows you to do this a little bit easier. And make sure you do it on both sides. Should feel that stretch in the side of your glute. From the same position, we're going to bump into the last exercise. And it's a hamstring stretch using a strap or a towel or a sash from your robe or a long belt, whatever you have at home. You're going to throw it over your foot, kind of loop into that arch of your foot. These straps have nice little loops you can hold on to. And you're going to start off with the other leg bent, but you're going to bring your foot back, keeping your knee straight until you feel a good pull in the back of your hamstring right here. If your calf is tight, this muscle, you may also feel it there. You're actually going to feel it in whichever muscle is tightest first. But you should feel it in the back of that hammy. You might feel it anywhere from behind the knee where it attaches distally to down by the glute. Hold that for 30 seconds when you find the sweet spot. This is a pro tip, but you have multiple hamstring muscles, some on the inside, some on the outside. You may be tighter in one or the other. So by actually adjusting the angle of your foot, tipping it a little bit in, you might feel a little bit more on the outside. Tipping it a little bit out, you may feel it a little bit more on the inside. Play around with the angle of your foot, the rotation of your hip and the angle of your foot until you feel that sweet spot. Hold it 30 seconds and then bring it down. Back up. If this becomes kind of easy and you're getting that leg up close to 90 degrees, then you can drop your other leg straight and that should actually increase the stretch too. Make sure you do it on both sides, 3 sets, 30 seconds each. Remember to breathe deep in and out while doing these stretches. And feel free to do them at different times throughout your day, whenever you're feeling tight or sore in your lower back. If you enjoyed this video, you'll also love this video about flexibility. I'll see you there.